Hey guys, welcome back to the Prosta English podcast. My name is Nika and I'm glad to be talking to you today. In this episode, I'd like to share some simple daily habits that make me happy. And I believe that with the help of this audio, you will not only improve your listening skills and learn many new words, but you will also be inspired to try something new or make some changes in your daily routine. So let's get started. The first habit I'd like to talk about is reading. I can't say that I'm a bookworm, but I'm definitely a person who enjoys reading. There are moments in my life when I do not read at all. I just do not have the desire, and that's it. But in such moments, I don't force myself. I simply accept the fact that it's not a good time for reading, and my focus is on something else. In episode number 31, called Summer Recipe for Happiness, I shared that this summer I wanted to get back into reading. And here is one useful tip that I would like to share. So, if you want to get back to some habits or in general form new habits, start with easy, simple, and enjoyable steps. I personally follow this tip all the time and it helps me get back on track. At the beginning of the summer, I felt that I wasn't able to focus on anything serious. I didn't fancy reading any psychological or fiction books or any business literature, and that's why I selected a novel in Russian. And it was a very simple story about an American woman named Kate. She got divorced and, of course, as always, stopped believing in love. But at the age of 40, she discovered that her grandmother was actually from Paris, even though she has always thought that she was American. One day, Kate decided to travel to France to find her relatives and her grandmother's first love. And somehow, by chance, she found that man and he came back with her to the USA to see her grandmother. But in the end, she discovered that her grandmother and this man had loved each other all their lives. And of course, for Kate, this story was very inspiring and she started to believe in love again. At the end of the book, she falls in love and gets married again. Yeah, I know it's a very naive and typical romantic story, but at the same time, it helped me remember that reading is actually enjoyable and it helps me relax. But after I finished that book, I was ready to start reading something more serious. At that moment, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to read next, so I went to a bookshop to get inspired. And I saw a Polish book, that I had actually seen millions of times before. This book has a very attractive cover and it's always placed in the section of the most popular books. I didn't know what it was about, but that day I somehow decided to buy it. And now I can say that it was definitely the right decision. The name of the book is Manat Family. It's about a 14-year-old girl whose mom and grandma accidentally died, and she started living with five older brothers. But the point is that she had never seen them before because they were the sons of her dad, whom she had never known. So she had to relocate from the UK to the USA, and her life changed drastically. Like, new school, no friends, and strange brothers who do not care about her and always laugh at her. This story is so interesting for me because I would like to know what will happen next with this girl and whether she will be able to adapt to the new country or not. So I do not forget to read this book every single day because I'm always looking forward to the time when I can finish my work and finally spend time with the book. And thanks to the fact that this story is so engaging, I did not even notice that it's in Polish. In general, I understand about 90% of the book, and the words I don't know, I just highlight and translate later when I finish reading the chapter because I know that if I translate words immediately, I will not enjoy the process of reading and I will always be distracted by my phone. So, yeah, that's it about my habit of reading. Keep in mind that if you want to start reading regularly, choose something that you are truly interested in. And that way, you will not have to force yourself, but you will definitely enjoy the process and it will make you feel happy. Now, let's move on to the second habit that makes me happy, and it's cooking. I believe that those of you who have been following me on Instagram for some time are now like, what? Nika, is it you? Yeah, because I've already shared thousands of times that I cannot stand cooking. I absolutely do not enjoy the process and I only cook because we need to eat something. But this summer, something changed, and this story is quite a paradox. You already know that we've recently moved into our own apartment. It's new, so we do not have a kitchen yet. We've been waiting for the kitchen for more than 2.5 months so far, and I really hope that it will be installed by the end of the summer because it's not very convenient to wash dishes in the bath and to chop everything on a small coffee table. But during this time, I had no choice but to learn to cook in a multi cooker. Yeah, at first it was annoying because I didn't even know any recipes and it took me a while to Google something. But later on, I realized how convenient it is. You can put different ingredients in a multi cooker, close it, open it in an hour, and that's it. It's ready, it's done. And now I always say that a multi cooker was invented for people who either do not like to cook or are lazy. So for me. But after 2.5 months with a multi cooker, I've learned to cook many different dishes. For example, stews, soups, delicious omelets, and even bake cottage cheese pies and carrot cakes. Paul laughs at me, saying, when you had a proper kitchen, you didn't cook anything. But now, when you have no kitchen, you enjoy cooking. Yeah. I know I'm a very strange and irrational person, but I also believe that it might be connected to the fact that this kitchen is mine because now this is our apartment and I want to fill this apartment with love and care. And cooking is one of the ways to make our home smell nice and be that place where you want to come back. And also, while cooking, now I adore turning on some nice shows that lift my spirits. For example, I've recently discovered the sitcom called Friends. I know that many of you have watched Friends and rewatched them millions of times, but I had only seen some random episodes and I had never watched it completely from the beginning to end. So now I'm enjoying this simple and funny story with its adorable main characters. And every single day, I'm looking forward to the moment when I can cook and watch Friends in the background because usually I do not have time just to sit and watch series, but while cooking, it brings me pleasure. The third habit that makes me happy is sports. I've also mentioned in episode number 31 that my goal this summer was to bring sports back into my life. Now, 2 months have passed, and I can say that I've kinda succeeded in this aspect. Again, I followed my own tip: start with simple steps. Yeah, at the beginning of the summer, I didn't have the desire to do intense sports like cardio or power training, so I decided to start with yoga. I bought a subscription to an app where you can find many different types of workouts. And what I loved about it is that each workout lasts only 20 to 30 minutes. And if I don't have energy or enough time, I can complete just one home workout and still be satisfied. Usually, I take a yoga mat and go outside either before work starts at around 8 a.m. or during breaks at 1 or 2 p.m. And doing sports outside allows me to enjoy the sun, fresh air, green trees, and blue skies. So my workouts benefit not only my physical state, but also my mental state. And considering that the workouts are short, I have no excuses not to complete them because I can always find 30 minutes even on the busiest days. But if I'm full of energy and my schedule isn't too packed, I can always do two workouts. For example, one yoga session focused on stretching and mindfulness, and one power training session focused on strengthening my body. In addition to that, this summer, my husband Paul and I started doing sports together more often. There is a nice sports ground in the district where we live now. It's a special area that can be transformed into a tennis, football, basketball, or volleyball court as needed. And we go there in the evening after work to play basketball or football together. I can't say that I'm good at these sports, but just for fun and quality time together, these activities work really well. Additionally, from time to time, I go to the same sports ground with my neighbor to play tennis together. And I have a funny story about how we met. One day, I posted a reel on Instagram where I shared a video from our neighborhood. And soon after, I received a message from a girl who wrote, "I think we are neighbors. Let's hang out one day and get to know each other." To be honest, I was over the moon because I didn't know anyone in my district. And it turns out that this girl is also from Belarus, and she and her husband have been living in Poland longer than we have. I can say that we hit it off, and now we meet up occasionally to play tennis and chat about life. Of course, there are many additional activities that make me happy in daily life, but in this episode, I just wanted to focus on those three: reading, cooking, and sports. Please send me a message on Instagram and let me know which three activities make you happy. Remember that I'm always glad to chat with you, and it means a lot to me when you send me a message on Instagram, give feedback, or share your thoughts, because that way I know that I'm not talking to myself, but to real people. So don't be shy. I'm always pleased to have a conversation with you. Follow this podcast if you haven't done it yet, or share it with your friends, family members, or colleagues who are also currently learning English. Let them also boost their listening skills. I wish you a lovely day and as many happy moments in your life as possible. See you. Keep in touch. Bye bye.